The Hinckley Institute of Politics at the University of Utah is celebrating its 60th anniversary. They've helped prepare generations of leaders in our state.
60 years is a long time. This is one of the oldest internship programs in the country. Thousands and thousands of students have come through our doors. They've learned a lot, they've become engaged, and they've been in public office, they've been in the courts, they've been everywhere. We've really built some great programs, a national program, a local program, and an international program with students all over the world. Wherever you go, you're going to find someone that got their start at the Hinckley Institute.
Among them, student Carl Rove, who would go on to be one of the top advisors and Deputy Chief of Staff to President George W. Bush.
But most of our Utah Supreme Court, from Paige Peterson, Justice Pierce, for example, all Hinckley interns. And if you go in Washington, D.C., in most of our congressional offices, the staff is largely run by Hinckley Institute of Politics interns. You go and meet with members of our delegation, and they're just really talking about who their intern is now and who they're going to get in the future. We are a very well-known commodity in Washington, D.C., and you don't have a program that lasts 60 years without a lot of trust from the host offices. And really, we rely on our students to be sort of great representatives. And in fact, that's what I tell them before they go out is we have developed these relationships with these offices over 60 years. They're important to us. So when you go out there, remember you are a representative of the University of Utah, the Hinckley Institute, and also you are a representative of yourself. So do a great job, take care of these offices, and do everything you can to make the most of the experience. There is no part of campus or anywhere where you will find some opportunity that just gets you straight into an office. In Washington, D.C., at the Orrin G. Hatch Center, which is where our students stay, you will see our students doing things really for these congressional offices that I'm quite astounded that they're doing. That's a really big responsibility, the speeches that they are writing, the research that they are doing. This is not something you would think that you would get as a college student, but you get it through the Hinckley Institute. And I have to tell you, I hear them everywhere I go. People stop when they hear where I work, and they tell me that this is where they got their start. Our elected officials say it. Our legislature says it. But it's a really gratifying experience when you say, where did it start? And the passion often starts right here.
It started here for intern Frank Pignanelli, who was later a state lawmaker for 10 years, and intern Natalie Gochner, who would go on to advise several Utah governors and serve in the Bush administration.
Our mission that has stood the test of time is to make sure that we provide a place where your ideas are safe to be expressed. I'll say we challenge those ideas from time to time to help you maybe think about them the way they are. But in a world where it's so easy to say, you know, we don't want to hear certain voices, we have to make sure that they are not just a voice, but they feel safe to say them in some way. That is part of the educational process themselves. Like I said, we'll challenge those. We make sure that we have people come that will make you think about your positions a little bit, help refine them a little bit. But what can so easily happen today is we just become fearful of voicing our opinions or of expressing our views in some way. And this is going to be one of those places where you're always safe to do it. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to give you, in fact, some of the best minds in the world are going to come and help challenge or enforce. But just take whatever those ideas are, listen, refine, be willing to accept or what the new information is or what the new science is or whatever it is. This is a place where you'll get the tools to do it. You look at these pictures behind me, and these are some of the great leaders in the world over time. And some of our students agreed with them, sometimes they didn't. But every one of these visits we've had here has helped our students understand the world a little better, understand their positions a little better, understand their places a little better. That's our job, expose these students to the best thinkers. When our students come in the door, that's why I often say, you might not care about politics, but it sure does care about you. Whatever your profession is going to be, you really need to learn how to have these discussions.
Yes, many Utahns, including yours truly, appreciate what they learned as interns with the Hinckley Institute of Politics. All right, now turning to how your license plate can help end school lunch debt in our state. Joining us right now is DJ Bracken with the Utah Lunch Debt Relief Foundation. DJ, thanks for being here today. What is the current lunch debt situation in our state?
Yeah, the total figure is $3.6 million of lunch debt that we saw in the year 2025.
And tell me, how does that rack up? Students, you typically buy your lunch, or you buy a couple weeks worth of lunches. You have your account. In this case, this is just schools that provide the lunch when there's no money in the account.
That's exactly right. So kids go to school, they can't afford the lunch, and then this debt racks up. Is there a standard policy, or are districts different? Many schools will just provide the lunch no matter what. Yeah, they do have to feed the kids, but what we're seeing is in some districts, they'll actually replace the hot meal that kids are offered when they can pay for lunch with a cold meal, something like a cheese sandwich or, peanut butter and jelly. And it's something that calls out to all of their peers that they can't afford lunch.
And that, I would imagine that's how you maybe got aware of this, or how did you get passionate about this topic?
Yeah, well, I have an 8-year-old daughter. And it was immediately obvious to me with a number that big that there are kids all over the state who are accruing this debt and being shamed in the lunch line for something that's completely out of their control.
So you came up with the idea. There are many organizations in Utah that raise money through license plates, wildlife, colleges and universities. How does yours work?
Yeah, so we have a specialty license plate we're trying to get approved, and we need 500 pre-orders.
That's what it looks like.
Yep, and if we get it approved, we'll actually be able to, the DMV will sell it across the state, and we'll be able to put all those proceeds towards lunch debt.
Okay, you have to come up with 500, I think, so far to get it manufactured, right?
Mm-hmm, that's right.
Okay, so tell me how this is going to work for people, how you're incentivizing.
Yeah, well, you can go to utldr.org/plate to sign up, and our foundation is covering the cost of all 500. So it's completely free if you're within the first 500, and then after that, the DMV will sell it, and we'll put the proceeds towards lunch debt.
You just don't want anyone to have to worry about not only how they're going to eat, but how they're going to feel about what's going on with their accounts or their finances.
That's exactly right. I mean, kids should be worried about math and recess, not accruing debt for something, nutrition's an important part of their education, and we should be taking care of it.
All right. Have you seen, I know you've been working on this for a while, have you seen good interest?
Yeah, absolutely. We have about 400 pre-orders, so if you're seeing this, you've got limited time. But even then, you can go to our website and donate if you'd like to help cover the cost of future license plates. So please, we can use all the help we can get.
Okay. Well, DJ, thank you, and thanks for your passion on a subject that affects so many students and kids in our state.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me.
All right. Still ahead on Sunday Edition, a Weber State student is making a popular sport more eco-friendly. How he is turning recycled plastic into pickleballs.